Hulk Hogan, the immortal legend of wrestling, passed away on July 24, 2025, leaving the entire world in shock. But behind his passing, are there secrets yet to be revealed? Or was Hogan's death truly just a peaceful end for an elderly man? One of the most iconic figures in the world of wrestling, Hogan not only changed the face of WWE, but also left an indelible mark on the hearts of fans worldwide. However, when his final moments were made public, many were stunned to see the unusual signs that no one could have anticipated. From changes in his appearance to shifts in his attitude and behavior, these details have raised numerous questions about the suddenness of Hogan's death. Let's take a closer look at the final moments of Hulk Hogan, the secrets that may never be uncovered. Was Hogan's death truly just a peaceful end, or is there something mysterious that we have never known? The grand journey of Hulk Hogan, whose real name was Terry Gene Bollea, was born on August 11, 1953, in Augusta, Georgia, USA. He is one of the legendary figures that is inseparable from the history of WWE. His career was not only marked by victories in the ring, but also played an essential role in the global development of the entertainment wrestling industry. Hogan's journey began in the 1970s, when he entered the world of professional wrestling. However, it wasn't until he joined WWF World Wrestling Federation, now WWE, in 1979, that Hogan truly made a name for himself. With his muscular build, impressive height, and captivating performance, Hogan quickly won the hearts of the audience. During his early years in WWF, he faced many prominent opponents like Andre the Giant, Roddy Piper, and Ricky Steamboat. But it wasn't until 1984 that Hogan reached a significant milestone in his career by becoming the first ever WWF champion, an event that marked a turning point in his journey. Along with this victory, the image of Hulkamania was born, which not only gave Hogan a championship title, but also made him a cultural icon in the wrestling world. Hulkamania wasn't just a slogan, but a lifestyle that encouraged people to rise strong in their lives. Hogan urged his fans to respect, take care of themselves, and believe in their own strength. This powerful image propelled Hogan from a famous wrestler to a global superstar. But Hogan didn't just stand out in wrestling, he expanded his influence beyond the wrestling ring when he began participating in films. His first acting breakthrough came with the movie Rocky III, 1982, where he played a wrestler facing off against Sylvester Stallone. Though it was a supporting role, it was an opportunity for Hogan to show that he could shine outside the wrestling arena. Hogan continued to appear in other films, with No Holds Barred 1989 becoming one of the most notable films in his acting career. Additionally, Hogan appeared in the reality TV show Hogan Knows Best, where he shared moments from his family life, showcasing a completely different side from the wrestling hero in the ring. This allowed him to reach a wider audience, from wrestling fans to those who enjoyed family-oriented TV programs. Hogan's career was not always smooth sailing. Throughout his long career, he faced numerous challenges and crises. Controversies surrounding his lifestyle lawsuits and troubled family relationships created significant hurdles. However, he always managed to overcome them and return to the public stronger than ever. In the later years of his career, Hogan continued to build his influence by joining TNA Total Non-Stop Action Wrestling in 2009, a controversial decision within the WWE fan community. Nevertheless, regardless of whether it was successful or not, Hogan remains regarded as one of the pioneers in wrestling and sports entertainment. From the early days of joining WWF to becoming a legend, Hogan not only won numerous personal titles, but also helped WWE become a global empire. He was the creator of iconic matches like his battle with Andre the Giant at WrestleMania 3, a moment considered one of the most legendary in WWE history. Hogan's wrestling years proved his excellence in the ring and taught valuable lessons about perseverance and endurance. But like all legends, Hogan was not immune to life's ups and downs. Despite achieving much success, his career wasn't free from turbulent times, especially in recent years when he faced serious health issues. The physical pain, spinal problems, and long-term injuries from his tough matches made it difficult for him to maintain the same level of performance as before. However, no matter how many challenges he faced, Hogan remained an irreplaceable symbol. He left behind a great legacy for future generations, not only in the wrestling world, but also in the broader field of sports entertainment. Yet much like everything he did in the ring, Hogan's departure also raises unanswered questions. Was his death merely a peaceful end? Or are there secrets we still don't know, unusual signs before his death? Before passing away on July 24th, 2025, Hulk Hogan had faced signs of declining health that few fans might have noticed. Despite achieving great success in his career, Hogan's health gradually became an undeniable concern. These unusual signs were not new. They were the result of many years of struggling with injuries and life's stresses. One key factor contributing to Hogan's deteriorating health was the irreparable injuries sustained over his years in the ring. As a professional wrestler, he had endured thousands of brutal matches with strong opponents. The falls, hard blows to the body, and grueling wrestling moves caused long-term damage to Hogan's body. Wrestling experts pointed out that with a career spanning more than 3 decades, Hogan had faced not only basic injuries like broken bones, but also serious issues related to his spine joints and muscles. Hogan had undergone spinal surgery in previous years and continued to treat his persistent injuries. However, these damages didn't just affect his physical health, but also took a toll on his mental state. A report from close associates indicated that in the final months of his life, Hogan seemed unable to continue participating in activities he once enjoyed, such as traveling or attending major events. Spinal issues made it difficult for him to move, and this became a concerning sign. In recent public appearances, fans began noticing that he looked more fatigued, and Hogan's once expressive face seemed to have become dull. He even appeared to lack the energy he once exuded during his peak years. Friends and colleagues in the industry shared that although he tried to maintain his strong image, his health and physical condition had significantly declined. In addition to physical issues, another factor impacting Hogan's health was mental stress. In his final months, he faced significant psychological pressure. While he didn't publicly share much leaked information from family and friends, suggested that Hogan went through a difficult time dealing with personal issues. Hogan faced several family crises and emotional struggles in recent years. His troubles in relationships with his ex-wife and children caused him stress. Moreover, life after WWE wasn't always easy. Although he continued to work in the entertainment industry, new challenges made Hogan feel exhausted and deprived him of joy in what he did. Some people said that Hogan seemed to be withdrawing more and more from his friends and colleagues. His meetings with close family members became less frequent, and he made fewer public appearances. Some reports even claimed that he had participated less in the entertainment activities that were once his favorite pastimes. All of these signs suggested that his mental state had weakened, and these stresses may have contributed to his overall health decline. While Hogan's health signs weren't widely made, public information from doctors and experts revealed that he had been facing serious issues. A report from a specialist mentioned that Hogan may have been suffering from chronic pain syndrome, particularly from long-lasting injuries sustained during his wrestling career. Sports injury experts stated that professional wrestlers like Hogan can experience prolonged pain and even bodily deterioration due to injuries that cannot fully heal. A study from the American Sports Injury Association, NATA, revealed that injuries in wrestling, especially from heavy falls, could cause permanent muscle and joint problems. This not only affects physical health, but can also cause mental strain and a sense of exhaustion. Hogan may have endured persistent pain for many years, and this could have contributed to his health decline in recent times. Additionally, according to some family sources, Hogan may have faced other age-related health issues such as high blood pressure and diabetes, common conditions among the elderly. However, specific details about these conditions have not been publicly disclosed. One concern among fans was the lack of clear information about Hogan's health. While the media speculated about his physical and mental issues, there was no official report from Hogan's family or doctors confirming the specific medical conditions he was facing. Some close associates suggested that beyond the health issues from long-term injuries, there may have been other factors the public wasn't aware of. These could relate to Hogan's family life or financial difficulties he had faced in recent years. While no official information was released, these speculations raised further concerns among fans about his condition in the period leading up to his death. The final moments. When the news of Hulk Hogan's death was announced on July 24, 2025, fans worldwide were shocked and heartbroken. A symbol, a legend of the wrestling world. Someone who had shaped an entire generation with his brilliance in the ring had passed away. However, Hogan's final moments were not peaceful and full of surprise, as there were warning signs that we could notice even before his passing. From his recent appearances, Hulk Hogan made the public take notice of the noticeable changes in his appearance. From once being a strong and vibrant figure, Hogan had gradually become more fatigued and aged compared to his glorious years in the ring. Longtime fans couldn't help but notice the stark difference in the appearance of this legend. Many shared that he seemed to have lost the vitality and energy he once exuded. Since Hogan joined WWE in the 1980s, he was always known for his muscular physique and vitality. His photos and videos throughout his career were filled with moments showing off his prominent muscles and extraordinary strength. However, in his more recent public appearances, this image was replaced by a thinner Hogan with wrinkled skin and visible signs of aging. Specialists noted that these changes were common in older individuals, but in Hogan's case, they were a clear sign of physical decline. This left many concerned about his health. Although Hogan tried to maintain his strong image and still participated in public events, the changes in his appearance sparked questions about his health condition. In one appearance at a television event in May 2025, Hogan worried many when he could no longer perform movements that he used to do easily, such as waving to the crowd or participating in small sporting activities. His slow and weary movements at this event raised even more concern among fans. In May 2025, Hogan took part in a major event where he appeared on stage with some former WWE colleagues. This would become his last public appearance, and it was during this time that his health changes became most apparent. While everyone still hoped Hogan would exhibit the energy and vitality of his past, he was unable to engage in activities as he once did, particularly in games or light-hearted exchanges on stage. When he stepped onto the stage, fans could easily see that the strength Hogan once had was no longer present. His appearance at this time no longer radiated the same confidence and strength, but instead reflected a man struggling with health issues. Many people attending the event shared that Hogan appeared very tired and communicated less than in his previous appearances. He seemed to lack the charisma and energy that the audience had witnessed during the peak of his career. Right after this event, more information about Hogan's health began to surface. Close associates revealed that Hogan had started to experience difficulty moving and sometimes struggled to catch his breath when performing strenuous tasks. This caused concern in the industry, especially when it became known that Hogan had been dealing with various issues related to his spine and previous injuries. According to information from doctors and health experts, the problems Hogan faced were not only a result of aging, but also the consequences of the many injuries accumulated over his lengthy wrestling career. Damage to his bones, joints, spine, and muscles was inevitable for someone in the wrestling industry, and this had severely impacted Hogan's health in recent years. Though he endured pain from old injuries, Hogan continued to attend public events until the final months of his life. This demonstrated part of his indomitable personality, but also showed his persistent effort to maintain the image of a hero in the eyes of the public. However, doctors indicated that this could have exacerbated his health issues. Participating in such activities put additional strain on Hogan's body, possibly contributing to his health decline. Hogan also faced some mental and emotional challenges. While he always appeared optimistic in front of the public, some close associates revealed that he had been going through a difficult period trying to cope with personal troubles. Stress from family and work affected Hogan's mental state. It was also reported that Hogan felt lonely and insecure in his final months, no longer possessing the same health and energy as before. Although the media and press had reported on Hogan's health condition, many secrets still remained unrevealed. Some in the wrestling industry speculated that there might have been other factors beyond his health that contributed to Hogan's condition. These could include psychological pressure, personal life stress, or unresolved financial issues. These matters have not been made public, but may have played a role in Hogan's deterioration in his final months. Nonetheless, Hogan's last moments, especially during his final public appearances, showed a tired man no longer full of life as he once was. These signs inevitably left fans concerned and wondering about the true state of his condition, predicting the hidden secrets. With the passing of a legend like Hulk Hogan, the secrets that remained undisclosed throughout his life may never be fully known. However, it is clear that Hogan's death, although acknowledged as a peaceful end to a man who had endured numerous challenges in his career, still holds many unanswered questions that the public cannot help but question. Was Hogan's death a natural conclusion, or are there deeper secrets that only those close to him truly understand? While we know that Hulk Hogan battled with declining health for many years, there are still many unexplained factors about why he passed away suddenly in July 2025. Some sources close to Hogan suggest that an event from his past, which he never publicly disclosed, could have been a contributing factor. Speculation suggests it could have been a financial crisis, a strained family relationship, or even a business decision that led to a decline not just in his health, but also in his mental well-being. There have also been rumors that Hogan's financial problems may have become more severe in recent years. While he had enjoyed significant success in his career, no one knew the true financial struggles he faced after leaving WWE, particularly in the years leading up to his death, as Hogan began engaging in new projects and legal struggles related to his personal rights. There might have been unresolved tensions in his life. These factors could have been the reason Hogan struggled to maintain his health and mental state as he once had. Moreover, Hogan's near-total secrecy about his health during his final months only raised more questions about whether there was something he didn't want the public to know. Close friends revealed that Hogan might have been trying to protect his fans, keeping his health issues hidden until it was too late. However, those in the industry could feel that the significant change in his health and mental state in his final months raised the question of whether a specific event had triggered this decline. One important aspect that few people mention is Hogan's family relationships. He had experienced tumultuous marriages, and his relationships with family members were not always smooth. Although he tried to build a perfect image of a happy family in the media, it is possible that the strained relationships contributed significantly to his health problems over the years. According to some sources, family crises had a notable effect on Hogan's mental state, causing long periods of stress and anxiety. Leaked information from relatives suggested that Hogan's relationships with his ex-wife and children had faced numerous struggles. Breakups and family conflicts could have created substantial pressure in his life. Some people also suggest that the stress from his professional relationships could have led to his mental decline. When he joined new wrestling projects such as TNA Total Non-Stop Action Wrestling, there were rumors of a less-than-ideal relationship between him and colleagues, especially with Vince McMahon, WWE's chairman. Although Hogan was a founding figure who brought WWE to prominence, after leaving the company he faced unresolved tensions and conflicts, which might have caused significant emotional distress, affecting both his health and emotions. There are also suspicions that Hogan's death could have been related to manipulation by a third party, particularly in the context of his finances and career. Some believe there may have been poor business decisions or the intervention of individuals in companies that Hogan couldn't control. Since leaving WWE, Hogan participated in many different ventures, from television projects to wrestling shows. However, some decisions may not have been entirely his, which could have put enormous pressure on his health. Additionally, another theory is that some individuals in the wrestling industry may not have taken proper care of his health. In an industry like WWE, where wrestlers often have to perform despite weakening health, there may have been external factors that Hogan could not control. The conflicts within the industry could have caused him to endure significant stress, which might have contributed to his sudden death. Despite many theories, one thing is clear: Hulk Hogan's death remains a significant mystery. We may never know the full truth behind his health and mental struggles. While there were warning signs of his health decline, what truly transpired in the final months of his life may forever remain a question without an answer. Reactions from family and friends. As a man who had experienced many ups and downs in life, Hogan always placed family first. Therefore, it came as no surprise that his family, especially his wife, Sky Daly, and his children, Brooke and Nick, spoke out shortly after the news of his death was announced. The Hogan family expressed profound sorrow, but also emphasized that he passed away surrounded by love and care from his closest family member. In an emotional statement, Hogan's family shared that although they had mentally prepared for his passing, the loss still left them feeling empty. He was a great father, a trustworthy friend, and a loving husband. We will always remember him as a legend and a man of great strength, said Hogan's wife, Sky Daly. This statement highlights that even though Hogan was a famous figure, he always held family values close in his life. However, there were also some surprising reactions from family members. While they spoke of him with respect, there were hints and speculations about internal family conflicts before his passing. Some sources claimed that in the final years of his life, Hogan struggled with relationships with certain family members. These reports have not been officially confirmed, but they raise questions about the true dynamics of his life before his death. After Hogan passed away, many colleagues and legends in the wrestling world expressed their sorrow and honored his contributions to the sport. Ric Flair, a close friend and longtime colleague of Hogan, shared an emotional post on social media describing Hogan as an irreplaceable legend and his brother in the wrestling industry. Flair also emphasized that Hogan was not only an icon in the wrestling world, but also a friend and brother, always ready to help others. These words reflect the deep respect and friendship Flair held for Hogan. Along with Ric Flair, other colleagues such as The Undertaker, Triple H, and Shawn Michaels also spoke out to express their condolences for Hogan. Each had their own unique memories with him, but all agreed that he had left a lasting mark on the wrestling industry. The Undertaker, a longtime companion in WWE, said, "We've lost a legend. Hulk Hogan didn't just shape WWE, he took wrestling to new heights. He changed everything." However, not everyone shared the same view. Some in the wrestling world felt that Hogan didn't always behave appropriately in his professional dealings. Tensions in his relationships with colleagues, particularly when he joined TNA and had conflicts with Vince McMahon and WWE insiders, left some people in the industry dissatisfied with his actions. Yet despite differing opinions, it's undeniable that Hogan played a pivotal role in WWE's development and the wrestling industry as a whole. For fans, the death of Hulk Hogan was a huge shock. Loved by millions across the world, Hogan was not just a wrestler, but also a cultural icon. His image with slogans like Hulkamania and Say Your Prayers and Eat Your Vitamins became an inseparable part of his fans' lives. For those who grew up alongside him, he was not just a wrestler, but a part of their lives. Fans of all ages shared their sorrow upon hearing of his death. Many took to social media to share their memories and emotions about him. Some posted old photos with Hogan, while others wrote heartfelt messages about the positive influence he had on their lives. These posts were not only a tribute to a legend, but also a thank you to a man who brought joy and inspiration to millions around the world. However, not all fans were quick to accept Hogan's passing. Some expressed disappointment with how the media handled the news of his death. They felt that the media focused too much on the negative aspects, such as his personal issues and family conflicts, rather than celebrating Hogan's career and legacy. WWE's official media quickly released a statement following Hogan's death. The company expressed deep sorrow and paid tribute to his contributions to WWE's growth. Hulk Hogan was an integral part of WWE's journey. He helped shape the company and brought wrestling to a global phenomenon. His legacy will always be remembered in WWE's history, the statement read. However, alongside these tributes, some fans criticized WWE for not fully acknowledging the past conflicts between Hogan and the company. Some believed WWE had not done enough to resolve issues with Hogan over the years, and that focusing only on the positive after his passing was a way to cover up the past controversies. In conclusion, Hulk Hogan's death is an event that has not only shocked the wrestling world, but also raised many unanswered questions. While he was a legend with countless achievements, the secrets behind his life and death remain an ongoing story with no end in sight. The changes in his health and mental state in the final months of his life have sparked many suspicions, and to this day, there is no clear answer. However, despite the many unanswered questions, it's undeniable that Hulk Hogan left behind a monumental legacy. He was not only an outstanding wrestler, but also a symbol of strength, perseverance, and determination. What Hogan contributed to WWE and the entire wrestling industry will forever be an important part of entertainment history. Hogan's death is also a reminder of the brevity of life and the strength of legends. Though his career and life have ended, the legacy he left will forever live in the hearts of his fans and colleagues. And while the secrets of his death remain hidden, one thing is certain: Hogan's legacy will live on through time. Thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for upcoming videos. See you again soon.